Okay. Anyways, what I was trying to say before all this stupid shit just kept happening. He was with one of his. Well, I found out when he was in the hospital, one of his exes had came to take care of him, and his mom too. Well, I didn't actually think anything at all about it, and about a week later, when he got out, I guess he had where I had texted him, and so I guess I was the first number that popped up in his actual phone. So he had reached out to me and said, "Hey, this is me. I just got out of the hospital. I'm sorry I couldn't get a hold of you because I was in a coma. I'm still recovering and this and that." And he was like saying that my text messages like made him smile and made him feel good about himself. And I wasn't aware at the time, but me and his mom, we were still talking the whole entire time that he was in the hospital in a coma. She was telling me how he was doing and stuff like that. And basically, I guess when he was in a coma, I guess his ex was there with him, helping out with him. She said that his ex couldn't take it, just seeing him in a coma. She kind of got overloaded with emotions about how she was going to, be with him for the rest of his life and, help do everything with him and this and that. And when he had gotten home from the hospital, he seen where I had texted him, and he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm glad you texted me. Do you know the person I am?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And we got back talking, and we kind of, we reconnected on a strong level, like a strong level. And having that with someone is like the greatest feeling in the whole world. We reconnected, and we were just talking about, kids and future and everything. And his mom was telling him how, I was texting her about him and was asking about him and all this stuff. And so he was like, "Well, that means a lot that you had texted my mom and actually was reaching out and this and that." And I wasn't aware, but he was still with his ex at the time when we first got together. And kind of find out the whole entire time that he was in a coma, his ex had fucked around on him. She had started seeing some other guy, and I guess she was still with my fiance and was telling him how much, that he meant to her and everything else and so on and so forth. And his mom had found out about her messing around on him, and his mom did not take that very lightly and very well from what I was told. Sorry, I'm trying to dye my hair. I was hard as hell and got a whole head of hair. And so me and him, we started talking. We started reconnecting, and we were just talking about, us wanting to be more and us dating and, well, not dating, but wanting us to be more together. So out of nowhere, when we were texting the week he got out of the hospital, the week he had got out, he just up out of nowhere texted me one day while I was at work. This is before I had my last job. And he was texting me, and he's like, "I love you, and you've been with me all this time. You were texting me when I was in the hospital and wanting to know what's going on and so on and so forth." And he's like, "That means a lot to me. That shows that you care and this and that." And he's like, "That's the kind of girl I want in my life. That's the kind of woman I want in my life." And the whole entire time that he was in the hospital, me and his mom, we were texting, and she was telling me all about his ex and, telling me what kind of girl she wants to see, her son end up with. And then we started getting closer, and she was like, "I think you're a good match when it comes to my son, but the weird thing is that me and him, we kind of have this weird connection. It's weird. I mean, it's just weird. His background story matches my background story about how I was raised. And I wasn't aware, but he had it a lot harder in life. He was bullied and picked on. I was too back in the day. He was bullied and picked on and stuff like that. And he just had a hard life, and his mom was a single mom and stuff like that, and she had it actually rough. She was raising her kids on her own. And so he had randomly texted me one day at work and was like, hey, I want to be with you. He's like, I know this sounds really crazy, but he's like, I love you. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. He's like, I love you. You're my world. And this is after like only a week. And I know it sounds weird, but he did ask me to, he proposed to me after a week. And I know what y'all are going to be thinking, oh my God, after a week, what the hell? He was all up in his feelings, because know how guys are when they get emotional, they get caught up in their weird feelings. I can't judge him for that, because that's just how he is as a person. And the whole entire time, like, we were together, he kept saying, I love you. I want to marry you. You're the only thing that I want in my life, and this and that. And he's like, I've thought about this for a while. And he's like, I know this sounds crazy, but he's like, I do love you. I do have legit feelings for you. And the weird thing about it is, I know what you guys are going to think. The weird thing about it is that I don't know if this could be fake. I don't know, but he had a dream of who he was supposed to end up with. And I know this sounds weird, but it's like, I have been having dreams prior before I met him. He had a dream about the kind of girl he wanted to end up with. And somehow my dream and his dream got connected. And weird story is that our dreams kind of were the same thing about what we both wanted in life and what we both wanted to do together as a couple. And so I had told him, can you give me a little bit of time to, think about things and all this and all that, and give you an answer when I want to give you an answer about how I feel. And he was like, yeah, that's fine, I have no problem with that, that's cool, it's whatever. And then about a week later, I had decided, and I told him, yeah. And he was all emotional, started crying and telling me, how much it meant to him to, like, hear that. And prior to that, I know a lot of people think that, prior to that, I don't know how to put this. Prior to that, me and him had met before at a party with a group of our mutual friends or whatever, and I wasn't really looking to date at that time. And I kept telling people, I'm not wanting to date nobody. I don't want to be with nobody. I don't want to date. But we had met at a party with a group of our mutual friends, and so on and so forth. And then after I said yes, that's when his mom started talking to me more, getting to know me more. That's when his mom came into the picture, into my life, and that's when my nightmare began, is with her. And I am not trying to be rude, but I wasn't even expecting her to start texting me, start trying to get to know me. I was not expecting any of it. And he's proposed marriage to me like multiple times. I've said yes multiple times. And then the thing of the matter is, it's like these girls get on his page and they're like saying, oh, that's my man and shit. And that's what kind of caused me and him